terms of skills. I'll always use skills because there are two words in our lives, that is knowledge and skill. Actually, everyone knows, doesn't know about what's the difference between knowledge and skill. I am giving you one small thing. A tube light is there. In the tube light, there are certain parts like tube, starter, choke, electrical line, and switch. If these 5 things comes together, then only tube light glows. As far as if any problem comes in, you and me, we can change only 2 things, tube and starter. Other things we will never touch. Because if we put anything in this bowl, what will happen?
Mind blows.
Yes, mind blows. So we are not interested to get our minds blown. That's why what we will do, we will call the electrician and we'll get it rectified. So this is where lies knowledge. That 5 parts are there in the tube light. Only that is the knowledge. As far as application concerned, there are 2 things we can apply. That is starter and tube. That is a skill. Anything it can be operated by the electrician is having the skill. So each and everyone will be having the skills. That is 100% sure. But how to apply? Where to apply? When to apply? For this purpose, expression is very important. Expression. Whatever you have the knowledge, whatever the skill is there, that you have to express. There is nothing else than communication. Then the word communication, how it has come. We are all a community. Right now we are a training community. We are in the training community where we are communicating each and everyone. Through what? By words, by I'm doing my gestures and my postures, and you are seeing and you are having the eye contact. These are the various things which are very essential for communication. Whatever the interaction, whatever the expression is there in the community is nothing else than communication. Then why are named business communication? Because ours is a business community. Specifically, we are into one particular business activity. We are not into training. Each, as a HR professional, I will always see if a person is into the organization, right from the day 1, he should be productive. He should be productive for the company. Because the organization cannot afford anything on that particular individual for training. They want the business and the activity has to be done. That is where lies. So that's why it is known as business communication. Now, today, this particular section, the agenda is like this. What is communication? Communication process, why and how we communicate, as well as choosing the medium, body language, and people technique, barriers, components of daily communication, types, then listening skills, and do's and don'ts of active listening, as well as this one model will adopt this this one and technique, people technique. So today, after this presentation, we will be having 2 takeaways, that is people technique as well as focus. These are very important. We have to note this. I think some reduce percentage. Is communication. Communication, what we are doing, it is a one
Both ways.
Reading a newspaper, reading a book is a one-way communication. So communication is a two-way and as well as one-way. But
how come paper reading is a communication?
yes, 100%.
Like just we grab the knowledge and what
Yes,
is it?
100%. Grabbing a knowledge is also getting the knowledge, and you are going to communicate. You are going to share. I will say share. You are going to share that knowledge with the people. Yes, 100%. This is a medium, but still you are acquiring knowledge, and you are going to share. Say you had acquired knowledge through your education, and you are using that same knowledge at your workplace. Right? At the workplace, so many people are there. That's why it is a community. Community. See, always remember, communication is in a community. It's not isolated. Okay? So, communication is a method by which people will share their opinions, ideas, and whatever it is in their mind. That has to be shared because you have to enlighten those people and get the things extracted. So communication is you are going to doing an activity which is a two-way, and as well as you are going to use spoken words as well as written words. Okay? And sometimes you will say, sir may tell me like this. Then what I have to remember is a symbol for that time out is there. So that is a verbal communication or symbolic communication. Okay? So next is, if you see this picture, there are two persons. One is sender, another is receiver. The sender is what is going to do is conveying his message. By what method? It may be spoken or written. And the receiver is going to receive the message through some barriers. And vice versa, the communication keeps on exchange between the two persons. Once he sends, he will receive. Again he sends, he becomes sender, and the other person will become receiver. So the role of the persons will keep on changing. One way it is the one-way communication, you are doing only sender position. You are not at all communicating. Once you start sharing the knowledge, then it is a two-way communication. Okay? Why we communicate? Especially to share our ideas and opinions. To get feedback from others, as well as get information from others. Then gain power as well as influence. Why we have to influence? Why we have to influence? Say for example, a boy is there, office boy or office assistant, and I will tell him to put the checks outside of this room. Then I have to influence him. I have to tell him that in such a way that he has to take out the chess from the room. And ultimately what I am getting? I am gaining the power. To gain the power and influence the power, you have communication is very much essential. And then develop social relationships. What is the relationship in the business community? Is it social relationship or anything else? It's a social relationship. It's not at all anything else. It's a social relationship. And then maintain self-expression and our culture. If you don't express, what's use? So each and everyone must be in a position to express everything, whatever is there in their minds. In any communication, there are four things. One is sender, then receiver, information, as well as behavior. How the behavior is coming in? Exactly. I'll tell to a person to pick a book and place it there, and then immediately he has to say yes, I will do it, or he has to say no, I won't do it. So the expression on his face, I'll come to understand that he's ready to do the work or not. Okay, so that is where behavior changes. So whatever the information you are passing, you can see the facial expressions, which is nothing else a reflection of a person's behavior. In any communication, sender is the person who sends the information, and then the receiver is the person who receives the message, and message is nothing else information, and information nothing else is going to change the behavior of a person. This is where lies. Each and every person will be having three ego states. Ego means don't take other way. We go, okay? We always go, we go, right? So ego states will be there. That is nothing else. Parent, adult, and child. Everyone will be having. If you see the life cycle of man, first of all, 2 years is called as infant, and later is a child, and then 14 to 15, 14 to 18 is a adolescent, and from there onwards is a adult. Okay, but that is the life cycle of the personality. Okay, I'm using personality now, and later you will understand what's the personality. Okay, so basically 3 states will be there, and at the Diwali what we will do? We will fire the crackers as a child. When a child comes to us, or a person say he wants guidance from you, you will guide him. I'll check with you, say asking how to reach the main road. Then you will be guiding me how to reach the. That means nothing else. You are guiding me as an adult, as a grown up. You are treating me as your level. Same levels will be there. So that is the ego state. And sometimes you should not do this. If you done the mistake, you should not do like this. If you pat like this, then it's a parent. Parent only will pat the boy or girl, saying that you should not do like this. So parent ego state will be there. These 3 states always will keep on changing. Sometimes right from the morning when we get up at home, we'll be interacting with wife, our father, our mother, and for unmarried people, I'm telling father and mother, and married people, child, wife, and even sometimes father and mother will be there. So in the entire day, before leaving for your office, you will act all these things. When you wake up a child, say the child is 5 years old, get up, please get up, you're having school, you have to get up yourself ready, and like that. So you're doing the parent. And when you are talking to your wife, your adult state will come. When the child is dressing up, or she is playing, then you will also go and join with her to have some fun with her in the morning, even morning also, because it gives some refreshment. So then 5 minutes or 1 minute you will spare with the child and you will play with her. That is the child. So once you are into the office, again your ego will change. You will never come into this world. You will always play adult ego. You will always interact with the people, whether it is subordinate or whether it is peer group or whether it is superiors. You will always treat each and everyone as a grown up and will interact in the adult state. Sometimes if a subordinate commits some mistake, then what we will do? We will tell him you should not do, you have to do like this. Definitely your parent comes in. But when you in the organization, so this type of training programs are there. Now we saw the activity. Each and everyone is laughing and enjoying the entire activity right now what we have done. So definitely. So in ordination, all these three ego states are there. Are there. It's not at home. We have to say, we have to assume, it's not assumption is correct, it is assertive that it is all these three states will never leave us from our behavior. Okay? Actually, there are four types of people. I am okay, you are okay. I am okay, you are not okay. I am not okay, you are okay. I am not okay, you are not okay. We have to check ourselves whether we belong to this. So we have to analyze. This one is a totally open area. That is, I am okay, you are okay. It's a very difficult no to say. Very difficult, literally difficult. Because our maturity level should be in such a way, then only you will say, I am okay, you are okay. Otherwise, you won't be in a position to say that I am okay, you are okay. Almost all the people will say, I am okay, you are not okay. People always will say that. I am okay. Because in the auditions, most of the people, if they commit the mistake also, they will say, what I have done at that moment is correct. What you said is not correct. So such type of people will be there. We have to use the people technique. I'll show that one. Now, what we are going to communicate? How will we communicate? There is speech. Everyone will give the speech. That is whatever they know, they keep on vomiting of the words, their knowledge, their information. That is how it goes. Then writing. Writing is another major skill. Speech is nothing as a speaking skill. Writing is another area which is neglected very much. Actually, in the organization, writing is very, very essential. You put everything in the writing. If you put in everything in writing, then there is no need of a transactional analysis. You will be in the safest place. You will always, doing the work, having a proof, offering a evidence, so that you are doing. If you commit mistake or if you do the work correctly, do the everything in the writing. Then listening. Now there are two words, hearing and listening. Please tell me what's the difference between hearing and listening.
Hearing is normally we used to hear, but listening is with attention we are listening.
Okay. Now are we hearing any sounds here now, right now? Yes. What are the noises?
Work going on.
Yeah. Work is going on as well as my voice also. Right?
Your voice we are not hearing, we are listening.
Yes, exactly. So what you said is 100% correct. Listening is you are putting entire your mind in that place and paying the entire attention. Now I am trying to get the attention for each and every participant. Why? Whatever I am going to deliver here right now, it has to be reach each and every individual. So I have to make the people actively listen to me what I am going to share. So listening is very, very important because every time we are having meetings. In the meetings, if you don't listen actively, what will happen? You are going to miss something which is related to our business activity. anything, one small thing is missing in the business activity while in the meeting, then entire cycle gets affected because it's a process. It's a process. It's a continuity is there, order is there. Systematically, one particular procedure is going on. So we have to take care when we are coming in the meeting. We have to be actively listening. Non-verbal language. Sometimes you know very well. If you say, have you watched any movie? Bahubali, then you will say, yes. Super. Very good. Instead of saying these words, say when a person is sitting outside, I'll say it like this, from this window, then he will understand and he will come inside and something he is going to provide for me. So that is a symbolic way of communication. So non-verbal is the whatever you are conveying the information, it will be done. It will be done through our music, art and crafts also. Music is another tool. You can convey your communication or information or idea as well as art. See, I am using more and more pictures. Why? This picture always says they are talking to each other. So this is art which is conveying more effectively rather than if I use words, you may not get. If I use a pictorial representation, then you will get 100% the information what I am going to deliver. So very important now. From here, this is a very critical area. Each and everyone will be facing this one. So media. Medium is very important because one-to-one meetings will be there, one-to-many. So that such type of meetings will be we are coming across always. One-to-one means one-to-one meeting is one to face. What at what time, at what situation you will be having?
Is with the junior with the subordinate?
Yeah, yes, exactly. That's right. So a subordinate and superior, when they are exchanging some information between them, and you are conveying that information that you have to do this work by this deadline. That is a one-to-one. And meetings. This meeting is nothing else one-to-many or many-to-many. And it will be in the groups, and it will be a small group, it may be an entire group. Then presentations. And definitely in your meetings also, some of the people will be giving the presentation. So presentations always very important among the business community. Letter. Sometimes, say your unit is here, another one more unit is there somewhere else which is far away. Then what you will be doing, you are going to convey the information through letter. Okay? This letter you may send it by memo or note in the form of mail. Email you are going to send to that person. So that sometimes voicemail also can be done. Okay? So now we have to determine which is the best, where we have to go, how we have to convey our information, how we have to decide. Whenever the sender has to send, he has to achieve that information that this was reached with the receiver. Receiver should get the entire message 100%, right? So, in what way you are going to communicate? And as well as receiver needs to know what you are going to send. He has to say, I had confirmed to him, and in turn he is going to check what I had informed. Then he will come say, yes, Mr. Srimas has delivered everything to him 100%. If there is any gap in the message, then he is going to rectify. So he will confirm that the receiver had received the 100% information what I have to deliver. Okay? So receiver confirms that. And it should be detailed. Very, very important things has to be there. And whatever you are going to deliver, it has to be there. And it may be personal information or whatever it is. And finally, it has to influence behavior. Behavior nothing else, action. Say you have conveyed to the subordinate saying that we have to complete this particular word, and his immediate action is he has to complete that word within that time frame. Now, non-verbal communication, how it goes. Actually, non-verbal is known as always body language. Body language, nothing else are postures, gestures, and symbols, everything. And it gives always a strong and as well as negative impact on the persons. Words always, we are going to use 7%. Up to 7% only will communicate. Words always, because people will never want to express their things in words. If they want to communicate in words, up to 7% only they will use, not beyond that. Tone of voice. You have to modulate your voice. With each and every person you won't talk with the same volume of your voice. Sometimes you will have to rise the tone as well as the pitch also will vary. Sometimes I may not say this room is bigger than this. If it is double, then my pitch should be lengthier and my volume of the tone has to go up. So according to your location, this varies. But up to 38% we are going to use. And then non-verbal cues. This is a very vital one, about 55%. Everything communication is done by through non-verbal. So non-verbal, your body language is very essential. Sometimes the people will stand like this. If you stand like this, means how you will feel? This guy is a casual and is like a, what's it? Having nothing about his and what's it? Any goals or lack of ambition or lack of motivation and all this. So if non-verbal language is vital at all times. If you see if you go inside in the shop floor, if you see some people, they squat on the floor and they will stand to the wall like this, and some like this, and some postures. And if you see this type of postures, how you will feel? This guy is killing time. And you will brand him as a time killer. But still, he is at the work spot, he may be very, very efficient. But through his body language, you will come to conclusion that it's a non-verbal. But coming to the percentage of communication is around 55. All these three put together, it makes 100%. So messages, whatever you are communicating with the people, these three areas will occupy entire area. So your words tell a story, but your body, what it says? Tell me. Yes, the whole story. The entire story comes there only. Body language is very essential. If you see this picture, how it is looks, very, very critical, no? With a smiling face, if you say, I'm sorry, be a sick person or a person who met with an accident and broken hand and broken legs and is totally bandages is there, how he feels? He may get up and he wants to bang you out. So, body language plays very important role. Now we'll see people technique. Number P stands for postures and gestures. Your postures and gestures will influence the pupils. It's nothing else. The entire thing is the non-verbal language. It's a body language. So, from this second onwards, please adopt this particular technique. Your postures in a business community, the organization, has to be professional. Postures and gestures, whatever you are going to sit. Some people they will sit very casually. If you don't mind, can I have this here? They will sit like this at the back, and they will keep on moving like this. And how you will feel? So very bad. So some people they will like this, they will sit like this, and very active. So it shows that you are very serious and sincere towards your work. If you want to express that I am serious and sincere about my task, my goals. Sorry. So your sitting posture is very, very important, and be always care. Take care about your postures and gestures. And another one is eye contact. Whenever you want to say anything to any person, have your eyes matched to your other people's eyes. Take the eye contact straight away. If you see that into his eyes, what will happen? Okay. Anything else? प्यार हो गया? प्यार हो जाएगा? One very important thing is when you are having eye contact with the person, you are confident. First, you have to show your confidence. Your confidence has to be noted by the person. Then, whatever you say, he will do it. So, eye contact is very essential. If you don't have the eye contact, see Mr. Srinivas, today you have to complete this particular work and you have to complete this particular presentation by evening at any cost. And if you don't do this, means what will happen is I may terminate you. If my boss tells to be like this, what will be my reaction? Boss is not at all concerned about me, then I have to deliver. Definitely, whatever is there, I may deliver to the people without any eye contact. Simply, I'll keep on reading the slides and always stand towards the screen. That is bad. So, eye contact is very essential. It shows your confidence and it shows your relationship with the people. So, eye contact is very essential. Next, orientation. Orientation is another important thing, and how you are your position. Actually, there are in the urban areas, the people always sit on the chair and they will have the right leg on the left leg, sorry. And it shows that they are open. Okay? And the person from the rural background, they will keep the left leg on the right leg. That is, they are close. Okay? So, orientation always shows the personality of the person. So, orientation always careful. Proximity. The person sometimes no. Even myself, I don't sit among some of the people side by side because of their body odor. So body odor is very important thing where we have to take care, and this particular thing makes the people to draw you out. Okay, draw you out. This proximity always you have to take care of it, especially in summer. Body odor will be goes up like anything. So take care of that. So proximity will shows your efficiency and effectiveness of getting the things extracted from the other people. And next, looks and our appearance. Your dress code. Your dress code is very, very important. You have to say, get the people's attention. And next, expressions. Whatever you want to express very with this precise words, specific words. Don't use long sentences. Because long sentences will always bore the people. So at the same time, your facial expressions. Facial expressions always very important. Now we see some common barriers. What will happen is some people won't have unclear or they can't understand the process. Okay, so they will have the difficulties in conveying the ideas, opinions, like lack of vocabulary, lack of grammar, and even I can say lack of entire knowledge. Okay, so unclear process, and then chain of confidence. This one sometimes with the sender and receiver, that is a chain. I will communicate with the receiver, and receiver will communicate with me, and again I will communicate with him, and again. So it's a chain. The chain should not be broken. You have to take care of that one, and as well as your human nature. So egos has to be kept aside. Normally, these are the 5 barriers what will be having. Physical barriers. Sound is there. Or this entire room is concealed now. Can anyone can hear our words outside? No. Because this is physically, it was fitted, entire water we are going to share, it cannot be shared with others. There is a physical barrier. But here it is very important. And if I put a block here, then it's a disturbance. That such a disturbance has to be removed. Physiological, hearing impaired. So they are having physiological barriers. Then environmental. Say outside, some public address system is there. You keep on sounds or keep on coming, and then this is another environmental target. Sorry. Okay, this is how it goes. And then emotional. Sometimes people will be very sad. Okay, at that point of time, they are not in a position to express and deliberate. I'll tell you one. I'll put a 1 square. Okay, 1 square, and I will try to put, or otherwise I'll put a circle. One hole is there. In that circle, I am trying to put a square block. Will it get in? Never. It will never get in because it is out of shape. Like that, if I do like that is nothing else deliberate barriers. That is intentional I am doing. Somehow or other, the communication or the message should not reach to that person. That is where lies. In our daily communication, these are the various percentages. Number 1 is writing. Writing or typing, it shares 14%. And speaking, it comes to 16%. Reading comes to 17%. But whereas listening is a bulk. How much it comes? 53%. Face-to-face listening as well as mass listening. So listening is where lies. We have to keep on listen. Then only you are equipped with each and everything. Then only you can speak, you can write, you can read. So careful with the listening skill. Based on the relationships, there are 2 types of communication, that is formal communication and informal communication. In the office, whatever the communication is nothing else but formal, and with our friends or anyone outside the office is informal. Based on movement of messages, these are the two types of communication: vertical communication, horizontal communication. Vertical means it may be top to the bottom, it may be bottom to top. Top to the bottom or up is known as downward, upward is nothing else, bottom to top. Okay? And horizontal may be between the same level of people, assistant, or executive, manager, like that. And if the entire communication is going on among all the people, nothing else is a grapevine communication. So in all the organizations, grapevine communication is a common. And if you see this particular quotation, what it says, nature has given only one tongue. If we have two tongues, means what will happen? Is it like a snake only, no? Right? We may bite. So, sacrifice. Exactly. So that's why active listening is very important. That's why 2 years have been given. Okay? So very critical one. So sometimes the barriers for listening is nothing else message overload, and then rapid thoughts, keep on thinking, thoughts will keep on coming, and then psychological noise. So much of noise will be there, and because of that noise, one will get affected mentally and is not in a position to convey the information. And finally, faulty assumptions among the people. So that is where it is. And if you see this particular graph, the communication keeps on changing. Attention always won't be there normal. It has to go like this only, straight, but it comes, those are leaving, you are leaving the people, you are not at all listening, and comes, and when you shout, then he will come down. He will keep on listening, and then again goes out. So the listening always keeps on, ups and downs will be there. So we have to cultivate listening very carefully. And do's and don'ts are like this. Listen with understanding. What the other person is going to tell us, we have to understand it very clearly. If we don't understand, no use. Be non-judgmental. Don't judge and leave it as it is. And then once the entire communication is over, then judge the things. And then maintain eye contact. And face the person with an open and relaxed posture. Always, whatever the person is going to deliver, listen to it in a relaxed mood. And don't show that you are on restlessness and your hurry or intention, anything else. Okay? And then maintain self-confidence. So, very, very reflective posture is nothing else confidence. Okay? So, next, don't interrupt. Never. Whatever he is going to say, never interrupt. Fidgetness, nothing else, playing with it. You may listen, sometimes goes up. Okay? That is playing. You don't say, sometimes you may get a mobile call, and once you get a call, keep on listening. You keep on telling me, I go to listen. You will keep on operating your mobile. No, don't do that. Do one thing only. Listen to him or ask him to stop or wait. Whatever he wants to convey, ask him to convey after some time. There is a playiness. And tune. There is a very, sometimes we will shout at the people. Why we have to shout? If you shout means your health is going to have spoiled. So we should not shout at them. So don't do that. So your voice tuning out should not be there. Now focus. This is where it lies. We have to be focused always on the information, and then with what? Open-end questions. Put the question always open. Let the answers leakage. And then C. At the same time, once the open questions are over, and then go for close end. Then use active listening skills. Then summarize whatever you have the discussion. Everything, summarize everything, put together, and note down is always. There are 4 basic skills. There is nothing else: reading, writing, speaking, and listening. Of all this, listening is the best, very, very important skill. And once you keep on listening entire thing, and finally you have to note down and close the discussion. And while you are discussing also, you have to jot down. And if you keep on jotting down, why you have to jot down? Sometimes we may forget, sometimes we may miss, which are very essential for the business activity. So keep on whatever the point is says, whether it is A or B or C or X, Y, Z. Note down each and every point and close the entire thing by summarizing. Any questions?
Is it open question and close question?
Yeah, I will say for example, do you belong to Karnataka? Say yes or no. That is a close end question. I'm giving only 2 options. Say yes or no. I'm giving the options. I'm not allowing you to yes. If I say from where, which players you are coming, and or others, I ask you, tell about yourself. Then you may vomit some thousands of words. That is the open-end question. Any questions?
Yes, you told that do's and don'ts,
Judgmental.
What is
Say, I have given all work to you yesterday. Today you have met me. Today now I am analyzing your work, what you have done. As a manager, I am analyzing your work. And I come and whatever I am telling, you will come to conclusion, sir has say you have not done the work. Then I will keep on showing it. Then what you will judge? Acha, I have done mistakes and sir is going to bang me right now. With words. But still the discussion is going on. At the right from the first minute onwards, you came to conclusion, my manager is going to punish me or is going to say something or some notice or some more memo is going to be issued to me. So that is not judgmental. You should not conclude. Conclusion is a very important thing. You should not conclude. And you have to listen to the people and then only you have to conclude. Focus, I said no. After listening entire, when yes has come, when, where? At the last end of the word. So you have to conclude at the end, not at the beginning or in between. You have to conclude at the base. Yes. Yes, please, I want more and more questions.
I think you should deliberate on examples of close and open act, because I think that will help the audience.
Yeah. Say for example, I'll ask you a question, say, tell me about the MLR Auto Limited. Okay? I'll ask you, one of you, and you keep on saying about your MLR Auto and your products, about your company's manpower, your process, and then all this keeps on. You will keep on telling. And in between, I may pose some questions. Okay? I may pose some questions. These questions will be optional. I may give the options and you may be opting one of them. I'll say MLR Auto Limited is located sometime at Balanagar. What you will say? In between you are telling entire story of the MLR. And in between I will say, I saw your factory located at Balanagar. and then you will say immediately, yes. That is how it goes. You are doing essay writing. In between, I am putting a questions and asking only in the form of options. So such options will give the concrete information for me. Information is very important for me. It's not data. Information is totally different and data is totally different. Whatever the data is, your essay is nothing as the data. This data has to be processed. Then only you will get the information. Say a book is there. This talks about business management. And in nutshell, what this book is going to tell. It will tell about how to manage the businesses. That's it. Simple. One question, one sentence answer. But the book tells how to manage. Okay? That is a summary. Some open always will be a long, bigger and bigger, whereas closed questions will be always summarized. Okay? Any questions now?
Can I add something?
Yes.
See, anything which is starting like can, cannot, is, are you busy?
Yeah.
Or will you
Yeah,
not?
questions.
Will you come with me? All these questions are usually closed. Now supposing if I ask Ganesh, is your presentation ready? He will say yes, no. But if I say, how do you think that your presentation will impress? I think he will talk minimum 5 sentences.
Yes,
So how, what are the topics you have covered in your presentation? So that
Yes.
question, if you put immediately 5 things will come. So this is how.
That is a lengthy one. The answers will be lengthy and lengthy. Any questions? Orientation. Orientation, what we had in the people technique, right? Say orientation. Now, say for example, this more project is there. If I keep the projector that side at the corner, and what are the data, my presentation is there, it will be reflected in the corner room. Okay? So, the orientation means whatever you are going to deliver the information, it has to be useful at all the time for the receiver. Because he has to perform your task. Right? So to get the task done by that receiver, the information whatever you are going to provide to him, it has to be oriented in such a way he has to perform 100% what you are expecting. So whatever the expectations are there, expectation has to be met. For that particular purpose, orientation of a message has to be done in such a way it has to receive the 100% what you are going to communicate.
Nothing to the way of
Influence.
Yes, 100%. You are going to influence because orientation always influences the people. Say sitting close to the people, then definitely proximity. Proximity will show you are accepting that person. Once you accept the person, then he opens up. You are also open to him. Once you are open, then communication keeps on running. It won't crawl, it will run. So proximity and orientation are very, very critical areas. That's why I said people, technique and focus model start right this second onwards. Keep on thinking about what's it yourself and whether I'm fitting into that slot. I'm doing whether I'm following PEOPLE, FOCU. Every second I'm following or not. Check yourself. See, one thing I'll tell you in the next section I'm going to tell about personality development. But to put some end at this moment. There is no other person who will come into your life and he will drive you. Never. Don't expect any person. You have to drive yourself. you have to take the lead on your own. If you don't take the lead on your own, no other person will lead you to reach the goal. 100%. Okay? So you are the boss for yourself. If you don't boss yourself, no one is there to boss you. And whatever the task is given to me, I have to complete on my own. There is no other person will come in and is going to do for you. That is guaranteed. So that is where lies. So communication is the only way you have to keep on running. You have to run, make it yourself run. And then if you see the entire India and entire Indian economy, 90% is run because of Bombay. Is it right?
Yes, correct.
I would say 90% runs at Bombay only.
Correct.
100% is correct. Indian economy daily depends on Bombay. It's the commercial capital of country. If the Bombay people won't work, our lives are gone. Earlier it is almost 99%. Now it has come down like little bit. Because all other places are keep on working now, like Hyderabad, Bangalore, Chennai. So we have to work. That is where lies. So to run the economy, say for example, not the economy, the country's economy. To run your own economy, your own family unit. Country makes what? Indian society. Indian society, what's the basic unit? Our own family is the basic unit. So basic unit, you are the person, you are the boss for your basic unit. So make your economy running and then push your coach, your compartment forward and forward. Take yourself forward. That is where lies. Yeah.
Posture and gestures.
Postures and gestures. And what I'm explaining, I'm using my hands, I'm using my face by expressing myself. And for this, I think I'll go back to that slide. I will take this. If you see this, if you see the face